guys, hope everybody's doing well. Really sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. I don't know, haven't really felt like diamond painting the last little while. I don't know, just kind of feeling a little bit blah and tired. And, I always want my diamond painting to be something I enjoy, and I just needed a bit of a break. So, I had kind of committed to doing some events and I felt a little bit pressured. I think I maybe put a little bit too much on my shoulders and decided to just take a bit of a break until I felt like coming back. And you know what? I feel like coming back. So I pulled out my diamond painting and thought, I haven't put a video on my channel in quite a while. So I thought, let's do it. So anyway, I had a little bit of time this morning, so here I am. So first of all, just a little bit of news on my channel. So I don't know if you've noticed, but I've changed the name of my channel. Just a mess of glue and glitter. That's what I always laugh about some of my crafts. I always say I don't know if they look good. They're just a mess of glue and glitter, but I had fun making them, right? And that's what matters. So I have decided to try putting some new content on my channel for some budgeting and some frugal living and household stuff. And decided that it would only be fair to separate the content. So if you were watching any of my budgeting videos that I posted, I have moved them to another channel. So what I did is I named this channel Just a Mess of Glue and Glitter, and I moved the name still in one piece over to my lifestyle channel. So I've got some budgeting videos on there. I'm going to be doing some grocery hauls. I'm really hoping now that COVID is kind of coming to an end. My son and I love to travel, and I want to put some travel vlogs on there, some pack with me. So definitely check that channel out. I will link it in the description. Come follow me. Stick around, see what our life is like outside of crafting. So yeah, really hoping to get some fun stuff in this summer and share it with you guys. So anyway, hope everybody's doing well. Yeah, things have been a little bit crazy for me around here. We had some work done on the house. My basement is finally finished, you guys. I got a few little things to do down there. And I'm going to be doing a reveal on my other channel. So please come check that out. I will let you know when it's up. I'm going to talk a little bit about how I kept my budget down for my basement reno, what I was able to salvage, what I had to replace, and how I was able to bring my costs down a little bit through that. Yeah, so check that out. But anyways, we got that done, got the basement all finished. We've been using it, loving that space. Just so much more useful now than it has ever been, you guys. So happy about that. Just need to buy some furniture for down there. So let's see what else has been going on. We had a huge rainstorm here the other day, about a week ago. And I was so worried because living here in Saskatchewan, our soil is very wet. It's like living in a swamp, and it is very common to get water in your basement. Whenever we have a big rain like that, it, kind of comes up higher than your basement can handle and just has nowhere to go but in, right? It's like putting a bowl into a sink full of water. By some miracle, my basement stayed dry. Literally, I think I was the only person on my block that wasn't bailing water out of their basement. You could hear the shop vacs running down the street, like seriously. Sorry, I thought somebody was at my door. So anyway, but I did have to replace my central air, and my contractor was putting it up on brackets on the house to keep it up off the ground. And he called me out and he's like, I got a problem. I'm like, what's going on? The whole corner of my house was rotten. Like all the plywood was just like marshmallows. It was so wet. So what we figured is happening is my eaves are leaking onto the side of my house. So we did look, there's no rot. It was just very, very, very wet. So I have somebody coming out to replace my eaves troughs. Like, where does it end? Just like, you ever see the movie The Money Pit? Like, yeah, that's how I'm feeling. Every time something like this happens, it's like, should I be looking at selling and, getting something that's lower maintenance? And, like this house would be awesome for a couple, two people who could actually, keep it up. But anyway, I'm here for now, and I'm going to fix it up and do what I can. But anyway, so yeah, I was dealing with that. I got Eve roofing people coming out sometime next week to do the eaves. Yeah, Marcus's school year is wrapping up. They took their bikes over to the splash park over here, and this water wasn't turned on. They were pretty disappointed, so they went to another park, and one of the kids who lives close by, Mom brought out the hose, and they had a water fight in another park. So that was tons of fun. He enjoyed that. Yeah, so he's almost done school. I was able to take some time off work this summer. So looking forward to that. I've had time off work for illness and family stuff, but never just to take time for us. So I'm really hoping to be able to take a trip to Calgary this summer. Maybe go see my brother, depending on where he's at and comfort level and stuff. And my son wants to see the Calgary Zoo. So I really am hoping to be able to do that this summer. And just, take some time. We're going to paint the deck. Yeah, so I did find out, I got a little bit of bad news last week, that I've been having some issues, like female issues. I don't want to get too much into it. But I went to see a doctor, and she suggested that I was going to need a hysterectomy. Wasn't overly thrilled about that, to be totally honest. I don't have any plans for kids in the near future, but I don't know. I don't want to rule that out. But what color was I working on there? I think I've got 9s in my other boat. But yeah, so anyway, I was kind of bummed, and I asked her, I'm like, is there any other options? I have quite a large fibroid that needs to come out. And she told me that she didn't actually do any laparoscopic surgeries, that it would have to be open. She'd be willing to take the fibroid out, but it would have to be an open procedure. And I just, for me to have to go for full surgery with a big incision and everything was like, I have a tough job. I get kicked and punched, and, I work with some very aggressive people in the type of work I do. And so, she said, I would be off work for probably 4 months. And I'm like, that's just not an option. So anyway, there is a procedure that's available that's non-surgical. It's kind of like a radio ablation thing called the Accessa procedure. And there's not a lot of doctors in Canada that are trained to do it, but one of the ones that is actually right here in our city. So I asked her about this, and she said, well, maybe you would qualify. So she made me a referral over there, and she said, otherwise this doctor does do laparoscopic procedures. So I had an appointment with him. I talked to him, and unfortunately I don't qualify for the non-surgical approach. So I do have to have this fibroid removed surgically. It's quite large. It's about the size of a grapefruit, causing a lot of issues, and I'm anxious to have this dealt with, but I am looking at quite a long recovery period, probably 6 to 8 weeks. He said if he can do the full procedure laparoscopically, it'll probably be about 4 to 5 weeks recovery. But if he said it's very likely, due to the size of it, he's going to have to make a small incision to get it out. And if he has to make that incision, my recovery time increases by about 3 weeks. So I'm probably looking at being off work for about 2 months, 6 weeks to 2 months, depending on how well I do. I don't like that, but what do you do, right? I've been putting this off for so long, you guys. I've been dealing with this for 8-9 years, and I've just been kind of hoping it would get better, or that I could continue to manage it with medication, and just it hasn't gotten better. It's been getting worse. It's affecting the quality of my life, and I'm so bad, you guys, for not keeping care of myself and not um, you know, I think as a mom, you tend to put people first. And like, we were talking about that as nurses, sometimes we're the most guilty of um, not keeping care of our own selves, like working ourselves silly. And, you know, I always tell my patients, families, like, because we, you know, working in an the unit that I work in, a lot of times we see families that are in crisis. You know, they've realized that they can't continue to care for their loved one at home, and they're in the midst of burnout. And, you know, and they feel guilty for leaving mom with a nurse, right? And I always say to them, you can't pour from an empty cup. And what I mean by that is, if you get to the point where you have nothing left to give, you're going to be trying to give to your loved one, and it's not going to be in their best interest. You're going to be hurting them rather than harming them. You know, you think you're giving your loved one what they need, and really you just have nothing left in you to give them. So I think sometimes I'm guilty of getting myself to that point where my cup is empty and I don't know how to refill it. You know, like, I don't know how to take the time to say, this is what I need in my life, and taking it, right? Just like with my diamond painting, I've been so busy. You know, I got to get the kids' pool up, and kids got events for school, and I need to go and do this, and they're short at work, and I need to be there for work, and I need to pick up the overtime shifts, and I need to work my butt off at work because we're short, and I have to do the work for 3 nurses, and it's nobody's fault. It's just the way it is, right? But in the midst of that, I think it's important that I remember to refill and take the time I need. So for me, this surgery is exactly that. It's taking the time that I need to regroup and take care of my own health and make sure that I'm healthy for just a few of those, hey? I'm going to get these Ks, and I got a few more 9s that I missed. Yeah, just make sure that I'm taking care of myself and that I've got enough in me and my health is good enough to be at work and to be healthy at work and to care for my son and to be healthy caring for my son. And yeah, so, you know, as hard as it's going to be to take that time to make sure I'm healthy, this is what I need to do for myself at this time. So I'm trying not to feel guilty. Unfortunately, I do have to go talk to my boss and tell him that I'm going to be off work for 2 months in the middle of a nursing shortage. But I'm going to give them time to deal with that and to figure that out. And that is what they're going to have to do, right? They're going to have to find somebody to pick up the slack where I can't do it for a couple weeks, and then I'll come back healthier and happier and, you know, not having to take time off work because of symptoms. And yeah. So anyway, guys, yeah, hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's keeping safe. It's nice to see that restrictions are being lifted. We're planning a birthday party for my grandma. I have a really big close-knit family, and we have not been able to get together as a family in over a year. We've missed Christmas birthdays. My grandma is celebrating her 93rd birthday, and we're getting together as a family. I know there's going to be people that aren't comfortable coming, but I think the majority of us will be there. Most of my family is vaccinated now, which is amazing. It's just going to be nice. It's going to be nice to get together and to see people and to, I don't know if I'm going to hug yet. I have to say, you know, I think a lot of our habits and what comfort levels are going to change, you know, like still probably be doing a lot of high fives and elbow bumping, and that's okay, guys. Like, you know, if that's what people need, just go with it, right? Be gentle, be loving always, and keep the peace with people, and let people do what they need to do at this time, because not everybody is going to be fully supportive of, you know, a reopening. And so just continue to be loving. So that's all I can say. Anyway, guys, I'm going to let you go because I got to get ready for work. And it was really nice to touch base with you. I'm super looking forward to everybody's comments. looking forward to just catching up again. So anyway, guys, have a great day and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.